Hi, my name is Sharon Pope. I help women and occasionally a few brave men get the clarity that they need to know whether they should stay or go in their struggling and disconnected marriages. Now, nobody reaches out to me when their marriage is going well. And many times, one of the partners inside the relationship has been struggling with this stay or go question, sort of quietly in the background, trying to get an answer for their lives, but their partner has no idea how far away they've really gotten. And that just leaves them feeling guilty and confused. So I want you to think of this as a continuum. So a continuum of everyone on the continuum is struggling in their marriages. One is, I'm struggling and I'm going to do everything I can to figure this out. And 10 is, I'm struggling and I'm done. So it's not that unusual, but sometimes, so most of the people that are contacting me are women, so I'm going to use the female-male example here, but obviously it's interchangeable, okay? So many times a woman will contact me and I'll ask her where she is on that continuum, and she'll say an 8, 9, or 10. And I'll say, where do you think your husband is? And she'll say a 3 or 4. So that's a really big gap. So I understand this very well, because in my first marriage, this was probably about 15 years ago, right before I knew any of this stuff. I had been asking for more affection and had been craving more connection in my marriage, but neither of us really knew how to create that. So it wasn't working that well. And over time, I just sort of gave up on ever having that inside my marriage. And because I gave up, I sort of drifted away, further and further away from him. But the thing that I didn't do all along that way is I never told him where I was, right? I didn't have a continuum in my mind. It was just sort of a slow drifting away, so that by the time I got to a 10 on that scale, he had no idea. I can't answer for him, but my guess is he probably thought that I was mildly irritated at the way that our relationship was going. He was, if you would ask him where he thought his wife was at that time, he might have said a 4, right? Because I didn't communicate that all along the way. So here are 3 questions that are really important for you to know. First of all, where are you on that scale today? 1 to 10. The second question, where do you think your spouse thinks you are on that scale? If I were to ask them, what do you think they would say? And the third question is, where do you think your spouse is on that scale? Because I can tell you, if you get to a 10 and they're still back here at 1 or 2, that is very jarring to try to make up, to get to that place, to make up all that space in a second. Like it's very, very jarring for your partner. So here's the thing I want you to think about. It's a great analogy for this. You know how on the freeway when you're driving along, and if you veer off course a little bit, like you're messing with your phone or reaching for something, there's these grooves in the cement or the concrete, and it sort of alerts you. It's called the rumble strip, right? And it's because if you start to nod off or something and you veer off course, it's supposed to alert you to get back on track. If you don't, if you ignore that rumble strip, what can happen is that you end up in a ditch. It is the same thing in our marriages. We can start to pay attention when we're at that rumble strip, when we're at call it a 5 or 6 on that scale, on that continuum, and then we can course correct. But if we ignore that rumble strip, we are headed for a ditch, or we end up in a complete faceplant as it relates to our relationships and our marriages. I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed creating it. Please give this video a like, and if you know someone that could benefit from it, please share it with them. Until next time, take good care.